Day 32, maybe 33. I need to start checking beforehand. However, I'm on a short time clock timer to just not rush to the video, but it's gonna be a shorter video for me. Just documenting my journey. You know what I've been struggling with the last for a long time, but more so in the last few days. I've been fulfilling pleasure in the place of meaning for a long time. I've always been, for the most part, a consumer of not just content, but just in general, everything, right? My eating habits, everything. Even now, to some degrees, that's kind of what I do, and that's why I say I've been struggling and just trying to find not a balance, actually, yeah, a balance between just enough and not more than that, and also getting everything else that I need to get done. I've been practicing semen retention. I don't know why I said it like that. I've been practicing semen retention, and it feels backwards. I don't know how to explain the feeling exactly. It just, instead of, like I said, I in my life have, for the most part, exchanged pleasure when I didn't have any meaning. And now that the pleasure's subsiding, it's almost jaded to me, right? Besides, I need to work a little bit better on that as well, because it's not completely like no dopamine, but I'm not just letting go of every day, every other day, whatever that might be, which is okay to do if you got your other part of your life to some order, right? If you're getting shit done and you just need a release valve and not go, do your thing out there. So I understand. And given my religion, which I don't really want to talk too much about, I feel like if you bring religion and politics into the picture, things become more controversial. And not that controversy doesn't sell or doesn't get attention. It just sets this target. It just brings the wrong attention, essentially. Attention that I'm not really obviously looking forward to seeing. I'm sure at some point somebody's gonna eventually come down on me about, hey, aren't you a Muslim? Why are you doing this? Why are you talking about these things? But I'm also human. And I've also grew up in America. Thankfully. I mean, I'm grateful for the fact that I was I'm the first generation immigrant American here from my family, besides one of my brothers. So we just grew up different. We grew up around different environments that these things are a little bit more normalized, and this doesn't put any sort of weight on my family because they've done their best. And at the end of the day, like I said, I am human, and I'm just still trying to figure this life shit out. So, and thankfully, thank God, you know, I like to think that I'm a decent human being, at least. At least I try to be. I know that at times I'm like, fuck all that. Don't care how people feel, whatever. I'm just getting at that point where it's just been because of the lack of meaning in my life, the lack of purpose. I just been just floating, just not doing what I can, not taking advantage of every situation that's at my disposal to the fullest capabilities and capacity. However, I don't want this to sound like this is all negative, and it's not necessarily negative. It's just part of the journey. It's something that I'm going through in the moment, and I know I will come out on top. It's just the uncertainty, and I talked about that in my last video. How uncertainty can be very uncomfortable. It just makes things, because we like to live in the future and the past, and I mean I see why, right? It's easy to do. It's easy to see yourself doing things and the end result essentially. However, what you don't see is the moment that you're in and the actions that you'll need to take in this very moment to become or to place yourself eventually in that place that you see yourself to be. And I believe anything that you believe, truly believe, as far as your potential to go however far you want to go in life, anybody is able to achieve that. I think for the most part, most people, including myself, being around certain people, right, for a long period of time, with limited minds, and I don't say that in a negative connotation, even though it does sound negative. I mean, people just don't know any better. You'd be surprised. You have to. Not everyone's trying to. Because these people were also treated, trained, and brought up by ordinary minds. If you were. If. Let's just put this as an example. If you were brought up by someone that's already thinking outside of the box, already have achieved their potential, have achieved great things in life and their goals, they're going to have different sort of parenting towards their children, and their children are going to naturally, hopefully, take on those same aspects to then achieve their own goals and ambitions in life, right? But when the people that brought you up in life. And, thank God I got to have these people in my life and I love them. So you just gotta take it at face value, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. People, things. These people were also brought up, taught that you have to go to school to do certain things. You can't just go Delulu, or like, you can't just imagine this unrealistic future for yourself. You have to be realistic. You have to just stay within your boundaries. I mean, I understand respect, right? But we're talking about, if you really want to push the limits, you have to push boundaries to some degree, respectfully. And these are things I still gotta learn on my own, but their income potential. Like, I feel like most people think that they can't really make that much money, so they don't make that much money. What else? I mean, I don't know. I feel like people just think that, have been told or, brought up with the realization or the actualization, maybe through life experience, that maybe their dreams are just dreams, and that whatever they have dreamed up of in the past, it's just going to remain that, a dream. Even if they still want it, which is, I don't think they necessarily still want it if they don't pursue it exactly, right? But they've kind of just like brushed it under the rug instead of, picking it up and making space for it. And I get it, man. Like, shit happens in life. There's a lot of responsibilities that we take on as we get older, as we have families, and the families get bigger, right? There's a lot of things that happen. But I don't think that's any reason to not pursue your dreams. And trust me, I'm fighting every day to just have this, keep this fire within me alive. And I mean, one day I'm just gonna burst into flames. Just to blaze, the most beautiful sight to see. Yeah, that will be a sight. The day I break out, the day that the doors open and there's just no holding me back. And truthfully, there's nothing holding me back right now. It's really just me. And that's why I say I'm fighting every day to, just keep that fire alive. And then I say one day, but it's gonna happen, I promise. I promise to myself, I promise to my lovely viewers, that my family, the people that I love, they will see the best version of me. A version of me that they didn't expect to see. A version of me that only I've ever seen. I've seen this version of myself, and it's beautiful. But just being able to tap back into that vision is harder than it seems. And at the end of the day, it's just a vision, right? You don't really see the steps you have to take, the mistakes that you're going to be inevitably be making along the way. Um, the things that you have to do, nothing like crazy, no Diddy, no baby oil, but the things that you have to do, the things that you have to sacrifice in the moment, the pleasures, the everything, man, just to achieve that sense of peace that you've made it, you've become who you envisioned yourself to be in this life. And now the people around you can benefit because of that. I think that's just going to be such a beautiful sight. And I'm just getting more hyped about it as I talk about it. So, but I can't talk too much. I do gotta go to get some rest. Gotta wake up in a few hours and get back at it tomorrow. So, peace out. Day 32, 33. What's the difference? Take care, guys and gals.